Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Portugal Track Guide and Setup. It's been a while, over 2 months since Christmas break and whatnot, but here we are to finish up the one last track on the calendar. And then after that, we're going to be having 2 more videos to wrap it up for F1 24. It's going to be an all-in-one setup video for all tracks, plus another video to how to set up your car updated version, right? There's been a few changes here and there with how you want to set up your car, so I'll go through that in the next 2 videos. Anyway, back on hand here we have Portimao, Portugal, whichever you like to call it, and quite a bumpy track, as you know, up and down roller coaster. And setting up the car here, it's pretty tricky. Driving the car is even trickier, I feel, and coming back after a long break, I am very rusty. Nevertheless, let's get into the track guide here, and make sure you don't do what I just did over there, which is sliding before you start your lap. But anyway, get a wide line, get the car straightened out for the exit, and stay tight on this long right-hander. Bring your car around the middle of the track to begin your hot lap, and slowly drift over to the left. And as you're gonna be heading downhill, well, this is where the fun begins. So look for the 100-meter mark. There's a white line and then there's a black drain cover line as your braking reference, and you want to brake very lightly down to 6th gear and carry a lot of speed into turn 1. It is uphill, as you saw, so it's gonna be a little bit oversteering on the exit. Be careful with that, but you want to take a lot of the inside curb, avoiding that yellow sausage. Let the car run wide, bring it tight, and let it run wide here again before the braking zone. Spot that white line. I like to brake just slightly before it, brake early, get the car turned in, and avoiding that yellow sausage once again. And get a straight exit. By the time you touch this white line over here, you should be full throttle and getting ready to turn left while going full throttle. As you reach this crest, lift a little bit, about 5 to 10%. Make sure the car doesn't oversteer. And on the exit, let it run wide, and now use up a little bit of your overtake if you need to. I'm not using it over here. And you want to spot the 100-meter board at the end of sector 1. So right around where the green part starts to become thinner, that's your braking reference. Half on the green part, half on the curb, half on the road, pretty much. Well, that's 3 halves, a third of each. There you go. And brake in a straight line. It's a downhill braking, so it's going to be understeery. Make sure to get the car turned in quite early, and then use that momentum to gain some exit momentum here. I lose the back end a little bit, so I may have lost a little bit of time here for sure, but nevertheless, keep the car straight and use a little bit of your ERS from here on to gain some more momentum. So you can see, yeah, easy ERS usage, and you gain back a 10th. Now when you reach this tricky part here, turn 7, make sure to avoid that yellow curb on the inside. And now for turn 8, look for that white line on the left hand side. That's my braking reference. Brake in a straight line into the curb, so I'm steering a little bit to the left still, and very quickly you have to turn right here. And it's an uphill acceleration zone, so be very gentle on your throttle. And you can see I'm already applying throttle as I'm reaching the corner. The more you turn, the less throttle you should have, basically. Alright, and now keep it tight to the left. And now we reach another double right-hander uphill. Look for that 50-meter board on the left hand side. That's your braking reference. Keep your car a little bit on that green part also to open up the corner entry, and very light touch on the brake down to 5th gear. If you need, you can go to 4th gear as well, and make sure you're not, well, going off track here. Very easy to go off track. And how I like to spot that is by the start of this curb. The moment I arrive at this red and white curb, that's where I start to turn even more. And now I'm fully turned in here, and yeah, avoid the yellow sausage again. Somehow I did not hit it, and I gain a lot of time out of this, so good win-win for me. On the exit, avoid that green part on the left hand side. There's a nasty bump that will slow you down and lose a 10th. Use a bit more overtake down the hill and up the hill. And now we arrive at the end of sector 2. look for the white line on the right hand side. That's your braking mark. And brake in a straight line and trail brake into the little hairpin that's coming up on the left hand side. Again, it's a little bit uphill, so acceleration out of here has to be gentle so you don't lose the car. But stay tight to the left and apply throttle as you are reaching the corner already. And on the exit, this is a mistake I made. Avoid that green part because that loses you lap time and grip. But either way, bring the car over to the left hand side and once again spot that green AstroTurf on the left. That's your turning in point from here on onwards. You can downshift and brake a little bit to get the car turned in quickly. And early apex and early exit. Use all the exit curb, bring the car to the right hand side, stay tight. Use all your battery all the way from the exit down to the finish line. And there you go. That is a lap around Portimao, the Algarve International Circuit. It's a fun track to drive, but I don't know. I have mixed opinions about it in this game. Anyway, let's head into the race guide, the race strategy, what you want to be using around here in the 50% race. There has been some changes, I feel, in the recent patches, because many months back, mediums to hards was the strategy to use. But somehow you can still make it work with mediums to soft or soft to mediums in the recent patches. So try that out and see if that works out for you. But either way, if you want to go from mediums to hards, yeah, you can see the hards, the mediums, they last quite a long time here. The hards, I think, could do the whole race if you're really gentle with it. But anyway, find the optimal lap time where you want to be pitting. I'm just moving around the slider here to see that it's not really much of a change here. Maybe you get an undercut for 1 or 2 seconds, but that's the most you get out of it, right? And on the opposite, you can also see the mediums to soft can work around here. I will still prefer to start on the mediums and then see how the race develops. Then you go to a set of softs or the hards at the end. Whichever your choice is. Early safety car, go for the hards. No safety car, well, wait for the softs at the end. And adjust the fuel however much you need around here. I think around 34, 35 should be just enough with the heavy downforce here. Speaking of which, here we go. Setup 4350 wings for the qualifying and race. The original setup is 42 wings, which I'll be using after the pit stop. You can use overall a lower downforce, something like 3845, but make sure to set that before park firm is enforced in your qualifying. Transmission 90, 30, 100, quite standard around here. I'm using 30 off throttle to keep the car a lot more stable in the lower speed bumpy corners here. And 90 on throttle, 80 on throttle, whichever you prefer. You want to go 100, you want to go 70, all up to you. Suspension geometry, everything minimum, as usual in any setup. And then we move on to the magical suspension, which is where we're going to be using a soft but high car, right? It's raised so that it doesn't bottom out on the bumpy curves or that elevation change. At the same time, you have to keep this suspension soft to maximize your traction and low speed grip around here. So 31 front suspension with 26 front ride height. One rear suspension with 65 or 70 rear ride height is good enough. 8 front anti-roll bar gives you more grip. As you go towards 21, it's more stable, but it reduces the grip that you get from your front tires. Keep the rear at 21 to give you maximum ability to rotate the car. And you can play around with these values, +1, +2, -1, -2, to find the sweet spot for yourself. Again, everyone drives differently, so small tweaks will be needed here and there. Like you can even adjust the on throttle to 80 if you feel that's what's suitable for you, right? Back to the topic though. Brakes, we are using 55% brake bias around here for the race. Maximum tire pressures for race and qualifying. And if it rains, well, the simplest thing that you can do is turn up your wing to 50 in the pit stop. That's all. There you go. Easy as that. And you can drop the differential a little bit in the rain. It helps to not slide the car. So it keeps your car a lot more stable in a sense. And there you go. That is the track guide and the setup and also the race strategy around Portimao. I will leave you with the full speed hot lap right after this to enjoy. and I'll see y'all in the final two videos for F124 very soon. Take care, stay safe, bye.